Guys, have you seen this article on CNBC last week about one of the reporters that went out to buy a car? Have you seen it? I'd like to talk about it for just a second because it highlights some of the damage that undertraining does to our profession, right? Basically, let me just give you a story if you haven't seen it. By the way, if you click on the link below, it'll take you to it, and you can take a look at some of the notes we made about it. But this gal goes in to a dealership to test drive a car and negotiate numbers. Now, she says quite clear, I went in with no intention of buying. I didn't want the car. I just wanted to practice my negotiation. All right, now don't throw anything at the camera. I didn't do this, what she wrote. I know, she went in and wasted a salesman's time. I know how we feel about that. But there's a lot of lessons we can learn from this, and that's what I want you to see here. The first lesson is, I guarantee you that this salesman did not bring her inside and spend a few minutes in understanding goals, building relationship and rapport. She said she came in and wanted to test drive a car. I'm willing to bet that we took keys out to the customer and test drove a car, never slowed down the sale. The customer controlled the pace of the sale and therefore wasted 2 hours of the salesman's time, and the salesman wasn't rewarded with a sale. So, first of all, yes, she came in with her plan, but guess what? Our job is to guide the guests through the sales process, not let them guide us. When they guide us, it often ends like it does in the article that you'll read. So the first thing is, do your process and do it every time with every customer. You can do it. It's simple. Okay, then she goes on and talks about what we already know, that there's so much information out there on how to buy a car. And the first one is always, never take the first deal. That's what she's, never take the first deal, right? Always act like it's not low enough. Guys, did we not know that? We talk about it in training. As a matter of fact, that's why we developed the Resale Re-Ask. We know that when we come back with our first pencil, most customers are going to object even if the numbers are fine. They're just going to test it by saying, is this your best deal? They don't say that. They say, I got $4,000 more for my trade. I need a lower payment. I need a lower. What they're really saying is, I don't want to pay too much. So we know that already. People are coming just like she did. They're coming saying, don't take the first deal. We're aware of that, so we developed the Resale Re-Ask to go ahead and go back through the whole thing and ask them to buy again a second time, and we get a lot of these people, right? All right, but here's what she said. I came up with this truth that says, if you want a great price, don't mention money. Act ambivalent to the car. Act like money doesn't matter. And the salesman will keep reducing the price in order to get you to buy the car. And that's exactly what happened in this scenario. The salesman kept dropping the price on a car that the gal did not want to buy. He kept dropping the price as if the lower price would make her buy a car she didn't want to buy. All right, so let me just walk you through. This is nothing new. I've been reading this stuff for 30 years. I've been dealing with this. I don't have her name on it. I've been dealing with people like this reporter for 30 years, right? So here's how we do it. Guys, our process was developed with the buyer in mind. We understand their fears. We understand what they do and how they act, how they shop, and how they negotiate. Don't we? Our process was designed around this. So if this salesman had followed our process, first of all, he would have slowed that sale down and not wasted all his time. But I can tell you this month in our co-op, we've been focusing on the trial close. Really, an advanced trial close classes, mastering the trial close. The trial close is designed to get the customer to say to themselves and to you, I'm buying this car today. Before we go work numbers, we want to get them to buy this car. In this case, it was never asked. There was no trial close. We brought the customers in and tried to discount our way into a deal. It doesn't work. And if it does work, you're not going to like your paycheck anyway. The deals that it does work on, you could have made that deal for more gross if you simply had slowed down and did what? The trial close. The trial close is the step where we say to the customer, is this the right car? Do you like me and trust me? Do you want this car? Do you value this car? Do you desire this car enough to buy it today? If this salesman had done that trial close, he would have found out that this customer wasn't buying a car, and he could have saved himself 2 hours of heartache and heartbreak, quite frankly. Guys, here's what we're saying. We already know what the buyer's thinking. We already know their fears. We know how they're going to act. We have a plan that works. It works well. You have learned the plan. You know the plan. You know what to do. You understand why it's important. You know how to do it. Here's what I'm asking you guys. Do it. Do it every day with every customer. You'll sell more cars. You'll hang on. You deserve a fair profit. You deserve to be paid well. You guys work hard. You'll hang on to some of that paycheck. And guess what, guys? You'll do it in a way that the customer loves and you can feel proud of. I'm Dave Lewis, Automotive Sales Coach, and you can find more at automotivesalescoach.com. Good selling.